What's up, guys? Josh with JTM Racing. So today we're going to be doing a fuel pump on the Civic. I already put it in. I'm just doing a video on a how to do it if you're at home or whatever, just to how to do it yourself. But it's a 255 walbro, of course, for more fuel because I'm running the turbo setup. Of course, I need more fuel delivery, so you know, a pump, injectors, things like that. So I'm going to show you how to put a fuel pump in. Doesn't matter if it's stock or aftermarket, all things will mostly apply. And well, let's get to it. First off, tools you will need to do this. So I use an extension. You don't need to, but it just makes it more comfortable. Phillips screwdriver, a ratchet for the extension, of course. And you got some sockets, and you have pliers. Now you're going to need a 10mm to pull the sending unit out, and a 17mm to get your fuel line off. You'll be using these to get another line off with a little old school OEM clamp, and then, you know, whatever, screwdriver to also pull off your access plate under your seat. Now that's all you really need. I'm gonna pop me a couple of these great guys right here. Already have taken like 3. I'm feeling great. But here's the old fuel pump. This is a stock one, so the 255 walbro is a little bit longer. It probably comes out to here. Here's the original strainer. I just kept this because everything was in good working order. And here's the hose with the factory OEM clips. Now you'll be getting new hose most likely with your kit unless you buy exactly just the pump. New clamps, the screw type with the Phillips head, and a new strainer, everything. Now the kit I got off of eBay. It's a 255 walbro. Cost me $79.99. Came with the hose, new strainer, new little like C-clip, I guess you would call it, for the strainer, new clamps, and it's legit. So first of all, to get to it, you gotta go through your back door. If it's a EG 4-door sedan, you pull up your back seat, which I already had mine out, so nice and easy. First thing we're gonna do, and this is pretty self-explanatory, we're going to pull off these 4 Phillip heads, okay? And then we'll come back. So this is how it's going to look with your excess plate off. What you're going to do is you're going to take off these 6 10mm nuts, and that'll pull the whole sending unit out. But to get the sending unit out, you got to pull off your lines. So this is where you're going to use your pliers right here. Needle nose, standard pliers, those will work. Here's your 17mm bolt for your fuel line. And then you need to pull this plug off, which is a standard, just, you know, squeeze plug. You just squeeze right there and pull it right off. Boom. So you do not need to pull this plug off for any reason. But yeah, like I said, 6 10mm bolts. This hose with this clamp, with the pliers. 17mm bolt for your fuel line, and then your plug for your power. So we're going to pull all those suckers out, and then I'll show you the sending unit and how it all comes apart and goes together. Alright, everything's off. Now we got to pull this out. So I'm going from the passenger side because I have a clear pathway to put this on a table. This is going to leak unless you can like get it perfect timing to come out when it's not dripping. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab and like try to get it out nice and smooth without it dripping on the car. The easiest way is to use like a bucket or a tray, and you can just lay it on that so you don't get fuel anywhere. So we're going to pull it out and try to do it without making too much of a mess. So now you got to remember your strainer is in there, so don't just be yanking it all crazy. So there it is, there's our strainer. Do not tip this thing upside down, it's going to spill fuel all over the place. Let me see if I can do this without wiggling the camera too much. A couple drips, but whatever. Try and bring it over to the table. There's that. Gotta be careful, almost lost this O-ring. There's a metal washer on the bottom and on the top. of that fitting that goes there with a 17mm bolt. So do not lose that. Actually, I'll bring that back in the car with me and put it with the bolt. Sometimes I'll feel like it's a part of the thing. If it gets squished hard enough on the sending unit, it'll seem like it's a part of it, but it's not. It's a separate washer. So, but that's out. That's how it looks inside your tank. This is the outside of the car with your tank lines, you know. But these are all the bolts you should have and screws. So we'll start taking it apart, the actual unit itself. So let's go over here and check this out real quick. So probably want to put this in a on a clean area, even though this area is probably kind of dirty, but see all that fuel come out, tipping it. So this is the new strainer. This is the 255 Walbro. I'm going to show you how you take the pump off, and we'll go from there. Alright, check it, guys. So it's going to be pretty easy. First thing I did, and you can do it in any order you want probably, is I loosened these up. They're just the flathead clamps. Next, what I'm probably going to do is pull the plug off. There's a safety clip in here. Mine's broken on this side. It's all good though. And you just pop out this one side for mine. You would have to do both on it if it wasn't broke. Just drop it on the floor. It's all good. This is just to hold the plug in. If you don't have this or you break this, you're good. It's not going to really affect anything, but it's good to have it in there. It just holds the other plug in, just in case. And this is just a standard push down plug. So that's out. Next is, like I said, I loosened these first, but I might have to loosen this front one a little bit more. You just pop this thing right out. It's that easy. So here's your sending unit by itself. Here's the two clamps I have in here. This hose will pull right off if you pull this clamp off. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to leave it in there because it's on there, but if you can see it spinning because it is loose already, it'll pull right off. Next would be taking your strainer off. I'm not going to pull this one off because it's a special like C-clip or some type of clip that holds it on, and this is a brand new one. Even if you don't get one, you can always flatten the one you bent to get out with the flathead and just put it back on and it will work. But this is a brand new clip, so I don't really want to pull it off, if you can see it in there. So I'm going to leave it on there. But this rubber grommet's what holds the pump in there in the sending unit itself, and of course that line does, but this holds the bottom half of it in. So now we're going to put it back together real quick. Alright, so this one is a little longer. That's why you need to either cut the hose yours has, or when you get the new hose you'll cut that. So I'm going to put that back in like that. Well, first I'm going to push it all the way down. I'm going to tighten that one. This is the front one. Just a bigger one actually. So the top ones, or the one on top of the fuel pump's tightened. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pull this down into place. Like that. Now we're going to tighten the top one. Now that's all in. The fuel pump's in. Because those are tightened. Put your plug back in. Boom. Put your safety clip back in. Boom. And you are all good to go. Boom. There it is. Drop that back in the tank. And you're rocking out, dude, with the 255 walbro. Part number is a GSS 342. You can see there, walbro. It's legit, and it's off eBay. Thought eBay's eBay brand stuff, you know. I didn't know you can get good stuff on there. Well, that's what everybody else says, but no, you get good quality stuff on eBay as well. eBay's not a brand. Don't listen to that bullshit. So we're all good, and we could put it back in the car and roll. So what I need to do is make sure it starts and make sure it's not leaking back there before I put that cover on. So we're good. Car's running. Put that cover on, and got a couple other little things to show you before we go take it for a test drive. So we're going to be putting this resistor box in. I bought this off of eBay. It was out of a Prelude. It has the jumper harness. Got this, I think I paid 70 bucks. So I bent the bracket to where I want to bolt it in and make it fit. So check it out. So I'm going to be bolting it down here because it lines up pretty close with the little hook of the bracket. And up here, you're going to take this off, which you would need pliers. I already have it off, but you would squeeze this and pull. You take that off. And you got to take this thing in the inside off. So what you do is you'd be holding this and you just kind of pry on that. I already had it kind of loose, so, but there's a plug here. My car has this stock factory, this plug that's blocked off. So what a resistor box is it keeps your ECU safe and your injectors from being a higher resistance and like frying your ECU. So this controls it, and you're pretty much safe. I don't necessarily need to do it for my injectors, but I'm doing it just to be safe because, you know, I just want to make sure nothing goes wrong. So we're going to be putting that in. So pretty much what I'm going to be doing is plugging that in, taking this and bolting it here, and I'll be bending the bracket down to make it look clean, and we'll see how it looks. Alright, so let me get that all bolted in. Alright, check it. So I got it bolted there, bent a little more down and flush. Here's your jumper harness plugged in. I kind of moved around and bent some of these brackets and rolled this wire underneath. Maybe one day this stuff will all get tucked, but I'm not too worried about it right now. But yeah, that's in it. I might throw a zip tie up here so it pulls on this a little bit more, but it's in there. Hopefully it starts. And let's see what else we can do today in this vid. don't know, I got a brand new air filter and pre-filter for it and stuff. Maybe I should break that out, put that on, because I've been just putting a cap over my turbo lately. But yeah, maybe I'll do that. So check it. I got this off eBay. I think I spent like 35 or 40 bucks on this. This thing's pretty clean. It's from a company called R-Tunes. But it's probably a cheaper brand, but it has, you know, multiple different sizes depending on what your tube size is. And it's just, it feels like a real sturdy ass air filter. Like, it doesn't feel cheap at all. Kind of like how it has this R-Tunes Racing on here. It looks kind of clean and it's red. And I also got a pre-filter for it. And this was a little bit more pricier, but this is a 6-speed air intake hydro guards, just, you know, to keep this filter safe. So I want to strap that on. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to wipe down around that bell housing because it's kind of dusty on the turbo, and put the filter on. Well, I didn't get to do that, guys. So, because the filter didn't fit on the turbo in this tight area, the filter's too big. So I'm gonna have to do like a separate video sometime of me like doing a 90 to a U pipe and have the air filter placed under here where a cold air intake would probably run. So that's what I'm gonna have to do. Like just, you know, build some piping coming off the inlet, going down to this hole, and just a filter chilling right there. Sucks, I wish it fit, but it doesn't, so I'm gonna have to fab some stuff up and we'll do another video on that. But for now, I'm gonna see if it starts and stuff, and I don't know what else I'm gonna do. I might throw the deck back in real quick, because that'll be good to go if I just throw that back in. Yeah, I'm gonna do that so my dash doesn't look like that right now. So let's knock that out. Got the stereo all back in there clean. It's a little harder to tuck in now that I got those wires running from the back of its, you know, power, ground, stuff like that for the gauges. But I still got it in, so it's good. I turned it on the car. You know, we got power to everything. Got power to the deck, so I'm good on that. Still have power to the gauges, so everything went fine with installing the deck real quick, so good shit. So check it, guys. Kind of shitty, but I had to unplug the resistor box. I don't know what was going on, but I couldn't get it to fire up with it plugged in. Probably because I still have the stock injectors. But I'm not too sure if like it was bringing the resistance too low or too high on them. I'm not too sure how that works. But I unplugged it, put the cap back in, and it fired up. So right now I guess I can't have that plugged in. I'm just going to keep it mounted because it will probably be plugged in later, but I don't know what messed up on that. But at least we got the fuel pump done. So we're going to just kind of take the Civic real quick and run the block. Not gonna get on it at all. I'm just gonna drive around the block. Just gotta make sure it's running with the fuel pump in. Really sucks I couldn't get that resistor box in. I thought it was gonna just be plug and play, honestly. It's supposed to be. All the plugs line up, everything plugged in, but it didn't do nothing, so I'm gonna must have been bringing my resistance too high or too low. Either one, I'm not too sure what it would do if it wouldn't work. I mean, let me know in the comments if anyone knows if you plug in a resistor box on stock injectors, if that causes a problem. Like, it only will work on aftermarket low resistance injectors, you know, kind of blank. Couldn't think of it. She's running though, she's running good. Ever since I put that fuel pump in, she seems a little bit more responsive. Even though it probably wouldn't do too much, but it might be giving me a little bit of extra fuel. Might be pushing those stock injectors a little bit more. Thanks, spools, bro. I have the worst cotton off ever, man. Thanks for watching the video, guys. I appreciate it. Where am I parking? I can't park right there. Behind the 924. I need to do some builds on that, dude. That car will be sick. But thanks everybody for watching the video. I know it's a little longer than it should have been. The two things I wanted to get done at the end, couldn't get them done. So, but the fuel pump's in. That's how you do a fuel pump. Try to make it as detailed as possible as far as what I was talking about. I don't have anyone holding the camera for me, so it's kind of hard for me to show you hands-on on everything. But fuel pump's in, running. It's very simple. Do that shit at home. And please like, comment, share on my vid, and get me on that resistor box question I asked. And peace out, everybody.